Right. Ugh. That was a very, very long and painful night. Do. Oh, jeez. I'm supposed to be an engineer of some form, but I feel like I'm doing something different at this point. I don't know. Right. Time to have a coffee. Get on with the morning, and let's see what mission we've got for today.
Hey Pioneer, I've got to hand it to you. The work so far has been impressive. That truck's shaping up, the quarry's operational, and you're still breathing, which is more than I expected this early on Anteros. But listen, survival kits and stone scrubbing aren't going to cut it for much longer. Even that basic refinery back at the crash site is starting to slow you down. Don't worry though, I've got a plan. I've marked a new location, flat terrain, good solar angles, and not too far from a quarry. That will be the first proper refinery outpost. Your job is to get it operational, refining gear, storage, and a reliable power grid. I want it ready to take ore shipments and start pumping out ingots by the crate. I know you've got this, so let's make it happen. You're doing good work. Keep that momentum going. Strider out.
Right. Okay. Okay, so I'm fairly certain Strider was just being nice to me then. Right. So let's have a look in my little data pad. Anteros 09. Refinery Outpost. Mission details. Travel to marked refinery site. Coordinates. Clear and level terrain for foundation. Build a power system. Solar plus optional backup. Design and build refinery outpost. Set up cargo containers for incoming ore and output storage. And then a GPS, which we should be able to claim. So let's see. Right, so whereabouts is the refinery outpost? It's 1.4 kilometers in that direction. Okay. Interesting. So let's I don't think I have any ammo now. Okay. Let's try and get down here because we're gonna need some ammo. Still haven't fixed that pipe. I should really do that. We need the oxygen flowing back to there. I'm currently using the backup tank actually on it to keep me with oxygen, but that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so let's see, do we have any ammo in here? No. Then we build some ammo. That should be good. So overnight, or I guess later evening, I have actually nearly died from a spider. Thank you for not killing me. I shall. Whew. Okay, so overnight I have built this contraption here, and this has basically allowed me to shove stone onto the ground and then roll it into a makeshift road, as you can see. So it's this road goes all the way up toward the iron quarry. So if I follow this, you'll see here. It goes all the way over here. All the way. If I stand maybe up here, you'll probably get a good sight of it. Yeah. So it goes all the way up there. All the way to the iron quarry over there. Which is quite cool. There's a lightning storm going on. Interesting. But today, what we need to do, I guess, is build a refinery outpost. Which makes sense. We now produce iron, so now we need to refine it, and this refinery right here is not going to cut the bills. Or pay the bills, or whatever I'm doing here. So we need to probably grab some iron, because we're going to need a lot of components for this. What do we have? Not a lot exciting in all honesty. Okay, right. Let's think about this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this contraption off there, and we're going to drive back to the iron mine to pick up some iron, to then bring it back here and smelt some of it. I think that will be the best bet, or the fastest way of being able to be able to get some components on the go up and running. And as if by magic, we are pretty much at the iron mine. Ta-da! Very nice. So from here, what I want to do is I'm actually going to park up right here. And then hop out, and then we can use a staircase. Go all the way down here. And let's have a look how much iron we have managed to grab. Okay? We should have a fairly decent amount down here. So let's have a run down here. How's this doing? Idly empty. And what have we got in here? So we've got 18k. Not too bad. Because we also then have a load in our actual rover. Nice. Okay. I would say let's turn this off for now, just so we're not using a lot of power. And we also probably want to detach that. Let's get the truck's batteries back online. Perfect. And as if by magic, we are already back at the crash site. Wow. Really doesn't take too long. Leads all the way back to here, where we can do a little 3-point turn. And we can reverse up to here. We've got about 40,000 iron ore, which is pretty good. So that's going to get turned into all of that. So what I want to probably do is craft up a load of things. So we probably want 1,000 of them. That sounds about right. $400 of them. A couple hundred of them. Ooh, a couple hundred of them. Good couple hundred of them. We need a lot more of them, some of them, some of them, some of them. Okay, so we will, a lot of that, I'll probably adjust them in a second just to work out what we actually need, but that should be a good start. We'll work out what we need from in here. We don't actually need that many of that. Okay, so whilst all of this is going to be processing, I think it'd be smart to drive back up to the iron mine to pick up the actual other rover. That way it will allow me to transport the cargo boxes to the actual refinery outpost. I think that'd be the smartest move, but yeah, I don't know. So we're going to drive over there. We're going to see if we can get this thing loaded up, and then if we can transport it back, and yeah. I've left all this stuff smelting and processing for quite a while, so you know, the day is getting on. Whilst I'm down at the iron mine, I'm going to pick up another load of the iron, because it makes sense. But yeah, overall, it's not too bad. We're slowly getting there. I think what I'm probably going to have to do is build the sort of foundations, build all the blueprints of all of the bits and pieces before I get it all built up, because I think it's going to take quite a few components. But overall, it is not too bad. Yeah, building outposts from scratch do just take time. Okay, so we have filled up the cargo container with as much stuff as it can physically carry. And I know that's not going to be enough steel plates to get things produced, but that's why we're still producing more steel plates. So we are going, or I guess in this case, I'm going to head over to the actual refinery outpost location. And let's see if we can get some basic bits and pieces operational. Who knows? So I guess we might as well use the road, because we got it. And this thing is going to be heavy. Yep, very heavy. There's definitely more weight on one side of this arm than the other. Which shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I'm definitely going to need some form of better vehicle fairly soon to be able to carry these boxes. So this is roughly where they want me to build the refinery plant. Okay. I can make that work. Okay. So we've got the sun location over there, we got... Okay. Okay, yes, I see the idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shove the box down here for now. Right, put it down here. And let's see if we can... plonk it down like that. And then what I'm going to do is... well, what I really need to do is drive back to be able to get the rover, because I'm going to need oxygen, and then we're going to start designing this thing. So let me drive back, grab the big rover, and I will start working out what I want to get built properly, I think. Make some basically build a little bit of a foundation pad, place some bits and pieces roughly where they want to be, and let's work out basically where we're at. I think that is probably the best bet. So I'll see you guys in probably even next day. We'll see. It might be this night. Actually, yeah, we should probably be able to get it all done tonight. Right. See you guys soon. Alright, so we are back at the iron mine, because of course we need more iron. This boy's been doing its thing, so let's see how much iron we can jump into this thing. So we're going to drive over to the Refinery Outpost, where you guys will actually get to now see what I've been up to. Woo! So let's go this way. I think I'll probably add a road from... I'll probably add 2 roads. I'll probably add one which leads directly to the crash site from here, and one which leads to the main road, which then will head towards the iron mine. That, you see, I can carry this container fairly well. The only thing is I can't carry a full container very easily without adding a lot of counterweight to the back of a rover. So I feel like I probably need to do something about it to get it working a bit better. Oh yeah, I've also built this welding rig. And welcome to the base. Yes, progress has been made. There's quite a bit to talk about, so I'm actually going to drive into here. You know what? Let's put the container down next to the other one. If I can find the magnetic plate, there we go. Perfect. So if I drive to basically here. There's a little bit to talk about. Okay, so the way I've just sort of designed this is it's a 5x5 grid chunk, right? So basically this corner is one chunk, and by 5x5 I mean 7x7 because this bit is 5x5 and it's got an outer round, yeah. So it's a solid block, then it goes into a full block to a half block. These 3 blocks are half blocks, and then it goes back, and then full block. And then this is the outside wall. These are just 90-degree corners, and then these are where the vertical posts are going to go. If I go around here, you'll probably get a better look at it. There you go. So but these are the posts which go into the ground, because as you can see, the ground is not 100% level. But this place got aligned quite nicely that where the 2 truck bays are, it lines up quite nicely with the hill, so you can just drive in. But yeah, as you can see here, we still need to put a couple of the supportive pillars in, which is fine, but it goes all the way back here. Still need to add these ones as well, but again, I'll get it all sorted. And then I've added good doors here. I think I'm going to first of all push them back by a block. That way at least it gets aligned with where the wall is. And I don't know if I'm going to use these type doors. We'll see. I've got some other ideas of doors that I think could work, so I might experiment. But yeah. For now, you'll sort of see here, we've got a 3x3 chunk here. So a 3x2, so these 3 long lines here, that's where the 2 vehicles park. This one here is where the material can sort of get chucked into the facility. I think all along here is where the refineries are going to be. Somehow. Some type of production thing. We're probably going to have storage back here, which then leads all the way around, and then it will probably load up a vehicle on this side, because we're probably going to have an unload side and a load side. Sort of unload raw materials, load finished materials sort of thing. Hello, spider. So these ones are across and atop. So there's basically four large panels on each solar tower. Again, all they do is cater around the sky, like how the other one, like the ones at the iron mine, do. We'll see. I've added 2, or I've placed in 2. We'll see how 8 panels do in terms of powering, lots of refineries, because at the end of the day, we're using a lot of energy to melt rock. So we probably are going to need a better supply, or we're going to need batteries and it might not be able to run very fast at night. We'll sort of see how we get, because there's only so many panels I should really have to put in to make it work. If we run out, if it still takes a crazy amount of power, I might have to think about alternative means of power generation. But yeah, so we have got a load of steel in the drills, or in the welders, sorry. So now it's time to get a little bit of a floor welded up, I think. So, it should be as simple as driving in here and tilting that down and welding up. Yes, efficiency, love it. Nice. So we're gonna have to get all of this welded up, bit by bit. It's obviously going to take an absolute absurd amount of steel plates, but that's fine. That's why we have the iron mine. We're prepared for the requirement, shall we say? Let's get all of this welded up. Nice. And let's get this welded up as well. Yeah, this setup should work really nicely. It just depends on how many steel plates we're going to need. Judging by how this is going, that we went from, hey, you need to build a basic vehicle that can carry stuff, to, oh, you now need to build an iron mine, to, oh, now you've got the iron mine, you need to build a refinery. I'm not the smartest man, but I'm gonna guess that they're probably gonna want me to build a fabrication plant next. To turn the ingots into better components. And if that is the case, I'm quite happy to do that, because I'll be doing that no matter whether they ask me to or not. Because oh boy, the amount of components these blueprints take to build is kind of insane. Eh? But yeah, this actually looks really nice. How are we doing on... Okay, so we've used quite a lot. Okay, so this is going to take a good couple of thousand plates. It's basically what I'm coming to a conclusion of. Right, let's do another lap here. What does first person look like? You can't tell. In conclusion, you cannot tell. Okay, so now we just need to get this last little bit done on this side. Good. See, can we get all of this welded up? We got any more steel in any of the other ones? Come on. Is that me fully out of steel? I think so. Apart from a little bit in my inventory there, which might be enough. Yes, it is. Perfect. Hey, Spider. I heard you have a problem with some people. Do you want to die? And then you run away from me. That's what I thought. Ah, right. So we're going to need a little bit more steel. Bye, I guess. So we'll put basically 100 on each side. Like that. And we'll take... Have we got any more iron in here? No. No, we do not. Okay. Right, we'll take whatever we have left in there then. And then we'll try and put as much as we can into this infrastructure here. Do. Cool. And the last little bit will be this bit. Good. And then this bit over here. Good. Right, so that is the first real section of this whole place built here. So this gets you a bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. I haven't fully chosen the colour scheme for this building either. Guessing that has all bits, yeah. Any small bits I can weld by hand. It's not, it's not going to be the end of the world to do a bit by myself. Is that all I had left? 20? Yes. Wow. So yeah, and then we've obviously got all the pillars underneath to do, but this is going to be a fairly strong, long-lasting building, yeah? I wanted it to be fairly drilled into the ground with all these pillars, because I don't want it to get damaged or blown by the wind, anything like that. But yeah, it's got these big concrete reinforced pads surrounded by this metal. Don't know if that's the metal I'm going to choose or what's going to happen with it, but yeah, it's basically this across the entire foundation. Alright, so we have got a lot of parts heading back over to the refinery site. Ooh, it's very front heavy. Very front heavy. This is about as heavy as this thing can reasonably carry. Especially for the fact that the back wheels don't even contact the ground half the time. But that's fine. Ooh. It's a bit heavy. That was certainly a way to land it. I'm glad it didn't detonate. That wouldn't have been fun. Alright, so let's park it up just about here. Around here should be good. But they are going to run along this... Basically, our refineries are going to run along this wall here. And then this space here is where the ingots are going to come out and come back along this way. Or it'll be a case of we'll have refineries on both sides. I haven't quite decided because I don't actually know how many refineries I even want in this place yet. Either way, we're probably going to have like one in this point and one in this point for each one. So, you know, we can fit quite a lot of refineries in. But before we get onto that, I want to get this square welded up here. That way I can start placing a refinery. And I also want to get the piping ran to the first refinery. So, you know, a lot to do, lots of stuff to see and do, but a lot of work. So, we're going to get on with that like we normally do. And then let's weld up all of this floor over here. Good. So we get all of the floor welded up, shouldn't take too long. Like I say, it's just a floor, shouldn't be that hard. Now, I don't think this whole factory is going to get built. I was going to say today, but obviously not today. Because today is going to be the case of many, many days. But at least this this report, I think if I can get at least a refinery, 100% that can just get up and running, we can deposit air materials and it gets turned into ingots fairly quickly. I think that'll be fine. But I think long term, like I say, I'm going to be filling up this place with quite a few more. Okay, so the next job will be to grab a few more steel plates from here. That should be fine. And what I want to do is I want to build a refinery. So I think what I'm going to do is pull it forward by a block, but have one there. And I guess that's where the next one will go in these pairs, because obviously each of these tiles can be a pair, so we could have 2, 4, 6, 8, and if I want to do it on the other side, 16 altogether. That should be a good amount of parts though. So let's see what we can chuck into this refinery now. I'm sure it's probably going to take every single steel plate I have. How many is that? 500. Not too bad, not too bad. So we need steel tubes, motors, metal grids. Okay. I have a spider watching me from below. That's not concerning in the slightest. Be able to get that welded up. Really? What else do we need? Oh, some more motors. I thought I chucked a load of motors in. Obviously not. That's 40. 40 should be enough. 40 was enough. And hey presto, we have a refinery. Now what is the power draw of a refinery? Max required input 560 kilowatts, and it requires at least a kilowatt just to be idle. Okay. And how much power am I making at the moment? Max output 100. 112, so 448. So one solar panel cannot power one refinery. Right. Or one solar panel cluster. Good to know. That's fine. That's fine. We're gonna have power problems, but we can get around that. Well, I'm sure. As for modules on the back, we probably want some of them. We got some more steel I can pinch. Nope. Nope. Yes. Good. We could go with speed. We could go with yield, or we could go with power efficiency. I think I don't know. I'm gonna leave him off for now. But we are going to run our cable or our conveyors through the middle section, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this starting to be welded up. Like that. Yep, good enough. We're going to need some interior plates, which I'm sure this thing has one. Useful. Very useful. Right, I'm going to try and prettyify work out the pipe locations for this, and I shall be back in just a memento. You meet me in pure hell. Yes. The rover is getting pulled away. There's a lightning storm, a dust storm. It is truly, truly horrible. Welcome to Anteros. No, I've made... It's actually not too bad. It's been worse. We have made a little bit of progress. Storm's gone. We've made some progress, and see here. So I have managed to get. Well, we knew about this already. The grinder pit comes up here. I managed to get a couple of the collectors in. Then the pipes go underneath. Pipes come up to here. From here, it's going to have to climb up and over these three pipes. We've got a storage point which can be accessed from both the top and the bottom. And then from here, it's going to get sent through all of these pipes. All of these ones over here. And then it comes just to TPs here. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to turn these three pipes into basically 4 double sets of refineries. You know, 3 to 4 doesn't quite make sense, but yeah, I might just do something like that, and then as from like this stage onwards, it just gets smaller and smaller until there's no pipes left. But this is as much as I could do. I've been building some more of a wall back here, but I'm out of steel plates, I'm out of construction components, and I'm out of interior plates. And then we're also going to need a lot more motors and other parts in order to get this built. Now, we saw earlier that we can... Well, we've got solar panels, which generate, oh, I guess 1.5, so 3. So at the moment we have about 6,000 kilowatts. Oh, no. 600 kilowatts of power. And a refinery will take 560. So we can run one refinery at the moment, which is good, but we need to build basically a battery as well. So I'm just gonna get the we've already got battery in that bit. Oh yeah, need steel. That's a good point. Right, let's take this steel here. So, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shove a battery in the corner, right? But that means we're going to need all of the power cells and things to be able to build that. That will then allow us to get this running, which then will allow us to smelt all of that iron faster, because what I need to do now is drive over to the iron mine again, grabs a load more iron, and take it over to the base, because we just don't have enough materials yet. So that's fine, that's fine. Let's get over there, let's do that. Hello, spider. Right, good. Yeah, let's go and get some more iron. I'm gonna get it all smelted up, and I'll come back when we have some more resources to play with. But that's my little update of what's going on at the moment. We're making progress, slow progress, but we are slowly also getting there. So, you know, progress is progress. Right, so we are back at the base. I have spent some time and actually hooked up one of the programmable blocks to just let me know what I'm sort of getting in sort of combined storage. So from a full collection from the iron mine, it fills up the cargo to about 75%. So if I was to look at my inventory, we have a couple. So we've got one collector there, 2, 3, 4. 4 collectors which weren't completely full. And it gets you a grand total of 118.76 thousand kilograms. Or 118 or 100 roughly 20 tons of iron. Which isn't too bad. So what I'm actually going to get done now is we are going to continue this and drive it down to the point where we can drop it off. I think we left. I hope we left that. I know we destroyed some stuff, but I hope we didn't destroy all of it. I know we did destroy quite a bit of it. Okay. So I'm going to try and scavenge together what I can in order to get this to work. We can. But we really starting to outgrow it. We really need a better... Gently. Touch. Good. Yeah, we just need a better way of doing it, which is what we're currently in development of building anyway, so... All in all, not too bad. Alright, so all of the parts have now gone through the smelter, or the set of smelters. That took a while. But as you see here, we have now just under 55,000 ingots of iron from that, 140, well, 140k, whatever it was, that we started with. I think the best next step now will be to build the things for a basic assembler. Like that. and get those crafting. So yeah, we're gonna sure use 2,000 of the iron and some of the nickel and silicon. But it'll then mean I can take the raw component or raw ingots to the actual iron, not the iron mine, the general refinery site, and then I can then not die to a spider. I can then use those materials and actually produce things on site, which is probably a good idea. So that is all of the parts now in here. As you can see, ooh, nearly fully filled it, which means this thing is heavy. That's fine. So we're gonna have to drive over, or drive back, go to the base, grab the thing, and then come back. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's an unknown signal. Let's grab that. Nothing. That wasn't very nice. Let's grab that. Let's grab this because it includes metal grids. The weather at the moment is truly, truly horrible. But again, welcome to Anteros, the weather of pain and suffering. To us, we haven't had too many lightning storms, and today it seems like all we're getting is lightning storms. So, I'm used to it. Let's grab these. Just basically grab anything with components in it. Ore detector, some detector components and computers. Nice. Let's grab this, because again it's got radio components, and this because it's got other stuff. Jesus, trying to kill me. Right, let's get to the base. Let's go and grab this container. Don't need to see that, I'll be back in a second. Let's just go a spider. Good. Right, see you in a minute. And we're just getting back now. Let's make sure I'm actually getting to the right spot. There we go. So, we had a little bit of a problem, but nothing which wasn't easily fixable. As you can see here, we can actually lift this up. And that is for one main reason. When I get this out of here. Perfect, like that. You'll see there is only 31,000 iron in it. No, because the rest of the iron is in here, as well as with everything else. I needed this to be a counterweight for that, and obviously then that only had really about whatever it would be, a quarter, a fifth, whatever. Yeah, be about, no. Sorry, about just under a third of its volume. So yeah, it was very much necessary. But now what we need to do is get the assembler up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the assembler somewhere around here. Let's just put it there. Let's get rid of all this. Assembler. And you're going to need some steel plates for that. Assembler. What can we get out of there? Quite a few things. What we can get out of there? Pretty much everything. Good. Oops. Let's put it the right way around, shall we? Good. And can't get anything out of there. Get out of there. Perfect. And that will then allow me to use the assembler, in which I can shove a load of iron and stuff in it and produce a load of parts. So what do we need mainly at the moment? I think we mainly... Well, we need to get the stuff in order to build the pipes and all that kind of stuff. If I get finished welding, I can show you what I actually mean. Should also probably build some better tools. That would probably be a nice idea. So, if I headed over to the large cargo container there, you'll see all I really need is an interior plates construction and a few more interiors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck that in there, and then I'm going to request that, and what do we need for that? 1300 iron. Do that. Put 2k iron in there. And then we'll see at the bottom here, so total time, so in about 7 minutes we'll have all the parts we need in order to build that. Not too bad. The hardest part is going to be building all of these pipes. We need about that many of them. So let's request all of those as well to be built. And that's where the requirement goes up by quite a lot. So let's shove all of the stuff in here. And now my job is just going to be ferrying all the ingots into this assembler to allow us to build what we need to build. But it should mean that I don't have to drive back and forth because I've forgotten, 100 interior plates. My main goal is to try and get, obviously, this whole thing built, but for now, try and get this first pipe that runs all the way here, along there, and down there, all set up. As you can see, we have got one of the sorters done, and it's just be a case of getting it all run down there. We also need this being built. So yeah, everything's going to take a little bit of time, but we should get there. And we also need to do all the painting. I've been working out the colour schemes, so yeah, we just need to get all of that done. And hopefully the day should be good to us. So some progress has indeed been made. We are at this stage where we have got the pipe in. So this one pipe that runs along goes all the way to the back. We just need to get a couple of bits left to do basically. So it's this one here. So we're going to need some more interior plates and construction. Yeah. And then we're going to need well, and then technically we can dump stuff in and it will go into the refinery. Technically. Let's get a load more of these built. As for iron, we are going through it slowly. We've got 11k in there, and we've got 16 in there. So we're still on 27, 16 and 11 here. 27k. Which isn't too bad. Oh yeah, we also got the battery up and running. We got that fairly early on, so it's been charging. It's what percentage is that? 35, so it's gone up by 5%. Which is good timing because now obviously it's going to start going down. Complete in 4 hours because we've got a current out of 288 kilowatts from the assembler running. So interesting. The other thing is, no matter how much solar we have generating, it's always going to use power at night, because I don't think we'll have enough batteries to run a lot of refineries at this place, so... Ooh, it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, so we want to get... Let's get all of that done. Let's just get all of these, and then we'll switch it back to this. 3, 2, 1. Ding. Let's put that there. Hello. So let's get the welded. And then let's get this one welded. So we need 10 more small steel tubes. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. Lots of spiders around. I built this type of entrance just because it's narrow enough that I can get through, but I don't think a spider can. They can obviously try and climb over, and if they get over this wall, then I'm screwed. But for now, they haven't tried, so I'm just going to pretend that they can't. And go with that. Just means whilst I'm building, there's less chance of pain and suffering. Okay? But with that, that means we have got everything up and running. Nice. I would say now would be a great time to do a test, but obviously now we've got it's night time, it's going to be harder to do. Right. Okay. Yeah. That's the idea. The next stage... Oh yeah, actually another thing. I got this over here. I basically just drove it all the way over here. I had to walk all the way back, by the way. Walking, like... I thought it was like, it's only, 1.5. Walking that far is pain. Especially when you've got spiders chasing you. But yeah, this basically means that I could climb up. Or lift up to either the beams, or what I've been doing is putting it to about here. Oops. I can press the right button. Yeah, right around there, and then I can just jump on. And as you can see from here, you can get a good eye at all the construction and stuff going on. And then obviously it just allows me to build all of these from above. Should have done it in the first place, didn't. Slightly regret it, but it's all good. But yeah, this thing can go high. Like, really high. Like, if I wanted to build this thing another couple of blocks higher, would easily be able to. I haven't actually decided the overall height yet. Because I put those beams in behind, these ones run along here. I don't know if they're going to stay. They just, make sense. Going down. But, yes. Right. Let's go and get some iron and let's do a little test. Because I think that'll be the best plan of action. Right, over here. And we have made it back to the base. Or back to the refinery outpost. So what I want to do before we do really anything is clear the way. There's no point trying to fit through all of the gaps. So let's just move some bits out of the way. Starting with a lot of these boxes and things. So let's grab that. Good. Let's put you over here. Perfect. Let's go and grab you. Good. And I'm gonna put this one on the other side of this wall. Come on. Let me... Yep, perfect. And last but not least, this box. Our original main box. We're just going to bring it over to here. Where we're going to stay. Put the parking brake on, good. And now let's open this up. Good. Let's get some lights. Run. Oh, really run. That's two. That's both of them. Oh. Yeah, 100% tried to climb that. Right. Time for the moment of truth. Will this idea work? How's the suspension going up and down these? Yeah, pretty good. We are quite far over this way though. That's better. Right. So from here, we'll be able to tip and chuck. So that's just a little test, I don't want to add too many. Just in case there's some big problems. But from here, from it chucking it in there, it should have gone through here and into here. It hasn't. Where? Oh, but is that just because I have a quest? add ore. Add ore. Add ore. Right, ore. 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 And ore. Good. So now it should be able to go from there, up and over, around. It should be able to get into this this. Why? What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? For now we're just going to remove this. But you're getting there, does it start? Yes. Okay. So what have I messed up on this side? Is that purely just because all of these aren't hooked up and there's a gap in the pipeline, basically? Hmm. So what's the problem down here then? It's not that. Ah! Ah! I see the problem. Someone didn't pass their school of laying pipes. At least it was an easy fix. I hadn't messed something up entirely. Any in there? Maybe. Any in there? Probably not. Any spider was inside of me. Any in there? Good. And go down here. Still need to put these supports in. I don't want it to get too heavy before they go in. Most of them are just extras to make it even stronger, because I don't need as many as I have, but yeah, still. Like, I literally need mainly just the outer edge ones, so the fact that we have extra ones in here, it's not too bad. But like on this side, yeah, we could do with one over here. Just to, well, especially when this cargo box here gets quite heavy. But until then, we should be alright. So that's now empty, 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 empty. Good. So it's all in the refinery. Good. Right. How do I get up there? Apparently I matrix the hell out of it. That's how I get up there. Just gonna place that there. And I got to jump up onto there. And then I can get back in. Good. So let's dump some rocks. Dip it and let's go. Perfect. And then we can just go down the ramp like normal. And we can just park it up, I guess, around here for now. Doesn't really matter too much. Hey, friend. Right. And before I forget or want to do it and I can't, I'm going to re-add my little fence. Good. Safe. So now in here it's 11,000, which refinery 7 minutes. It's not too bad at all. The cargo box has got 89,000 in it. And yeah, it will just move stuff over as and when it needs to. I guess one thing we could do is set this one to drain all. To try and keep the refinery full at all times. Like that. That'll then keep everything flowing nicely. And what I'll be able to do is once that all of these are basically whitelisting ore, I'll be able to set these to whatever type of ore I want, and then the 2 refineries in that section will be able to just refine that one if I want. So I might have a dedicated one to iron, nickel and silicon, and then I also might just have some other ones which do their own thing as and when they need. As you can see, it is already getting us a decent amount of iron. But I can't get that out yet because I either have to go up or I have to go down to extract it. I haven't decided which, as a whole, I haven't decided where I'm going to, or how I'm going to do that yet. But for now, is the mission complete? Travel to marked refinery site and coordinates. Done. Clear and level terrain for foundation. Done. I've got a foundation, either way. Build a power system. Solar plus optional backup. I've built a solar power system, yep. And some batteries. Design and build refinery outpost. I have definitely designed it and I have built it. Set up cargo containers for incoming ore and output storage. So I haven't done that bit. I've got for incoming ore. I just haven't got anything for outgoing storage. But technically this is a storage, right? We all can agree that that's technically a storage. I just don't have... It's so late, I need to go to bed. Damn it. Let's get the... Let's put that in there. I have so much stuff I need to do in the morning. The majority of this place isn't even built up yet. Right. Okay. I think it's a sleepy time. And I think we'll see. We'll see if Strider's happy with it. Eh? I guess if worse comes to worse, he'll shout at me. Right, I'm going to bed. Good night, guys. I'll see you guys later.